Okay. Well, welcome everyone to the New Look Now web series. Today we're going to be talking about marketing to millennials with aesthetic medicine. Okay. So what do we do, or what do we mean by millennial? So 18 to 35 years old is technically the age range for the millennial generation. But we aren't going to focus on the precise definition of this generation too thoroughly. That's because the goal here isn't to necessarily to approach millennials specifically. It's more generally about approaching a youthful experience, technology-driven, and attention-deficient audience. So instead of thinking about millennial-based marketing as being stuck to a specific age range or other demographic, you should focus on promoting your goods or services to anyone who would identify with the bullet points listed above: youthful, experimental, technology-driven, attention-deficient or time-deficient, and relying on the opinions of others, primarily via social media. Okay, so who is the millennial customer? Someone who expects high customizable, bespoke, and interchangeable options. Someone who wants to experiment with or try on a variety of products or services before landing on one. Someone who is more focused on preventing cosmetic problems rather than fixing the aftermath. Clinics are seeing unprecedented numbers of millennials flocking to get the treatment done. From 2012 to 2017, botulinum toxin was among people aged 19 to 34 increased by 87%. Again, someone who would rather choose newer, more technologically driven experimental approaches. Someone who would prefer treatments that are deemed socially acceptable, less invasive, less permanent, and less surgical. And finally, someone who prefers treatment results to be subtle and more natural looking. Again, guys, if you could mute yourselves as you're logging in, that way we don't have any periphery noise. We really appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, so why even bother? Millennials are becoming a huge consumer base within the aesthetic medicine and cosmetic industries. Millennial men in particular are driving a lot of this growth. It's specifically true in areas of cosmetic dentistry and hair restoration. So it all started with Botox. Botox became socially acceptable as a preventative medicine for millennials hoping to stave off aging. Botox is also, as most of you know in the industry, a sort of gateway drug into other types of aesthetic-based services. To keep up with filters, facial modification apps, and Photoshops, more millennials are rushing to get Botox and derma fillers than ever before. In a recent survey, 64% of members stated they had seen a dramatic increase in patients under the age of 30 requesting facial cosmetic surgery or other injectable treatments. Annual statistics from the American Society of Plastic Surgeons confirmed this trend. As reported, Botox procedures have seen a 28% increase since 2010, and derma fillers have seen a 32% increase since 2010 among the age group of 20 to 29. Always online, always connected, aka approachable. According to eMarketer, 78% of millennials say they spend more than 2 hours per day using their smartphones, and 87% say their phones never leave their side day or night. So seeking approval and sharing. According to the latest data from Pew Research, 90% of young adults ages 18 to 29 use social media versus 77% of those ages 30 to 49, or 30 to 49, and 51% of those ages 50 to 64. So according to ASAPs in 2016, patients ages 19 to 34 accounted for 51% of breast augs, 55% of labiaplasties, and 48% of rhinoplasties, making those procedures ideal subjects for blog posts, videos, and newsletter articles. For many millennials, photos are particularly compelling. When we asked them to rank the most important factors in choosing a doctor, 57% included before and after photos, and their top three compared to 51% of those ages 35 to 44 and 44% of those 45 and older. Okay, so how to market to them? or not, I shouldn't say most important, but being unique and even a little edgy is key to winning over this youthful demographic. Be honest and retain your integrity, but don't be afraid to stand out with a little risque humor or some natural but informal language. The point is your practice's equipment should always be sterile, but your brand's voice should seem honest and alive. Make sure to keep your content digital and shareable. Millennials are comfortable sharing personal experiences which older generations might have shied away from. This includes undergoing surgeries and other types of aesthetic treatments. Millennials are also extremely trusting of their peers and influencers across the web. If you can get one or two younger people to digitally share their positive experience about their practice or about your practice to their friends and family, you're more likely to see at least twice as many referrals come from that situation. Make sure to always make them feel like the star. So use content that asks questions and actually expects an answer. Use interactive content that lets your audience engage you from your brand on multiple levels. You should be telling a story with your marketing, and the hero of the story should always be your prospective patient. Okay, so the tools to use. We're all super familiar with Instagram. So 80% of users follow your business or follow businesses on Instagram. At least 30% of users purchased a good or service that they were introduced to through Instagram in 2017. Guys, if you can mute yourselves, I really appreciate it. Thanks. 65% of the top performing Instagram posts feature a product or service. The point is that Instagram users are willing to engage with and consume goods and services through the social media platform. It's especially right for aesthetic services marketing because these users are constantly thinking about their appearance, the appearances of all the influencers that they follow, and the ability to share their latest life updates, which would include cosmetic enhancements. Being mobile friendly. This kind of goes without saying, but many aesthetic practices fail to make their email, website, and other digital content mobile friendly. When you know that 87% of millennials say their phones never leave their side day or night, then you can't ignore the dire need to make sure all of your marketing content that you are creating is optimized for a mobile experience. So now about New Look Now. As many of you know, New Look Now offers predictive imaging technology that provides potential patients with before and after visualizers for particularly any cosmetic and aesthetic treatment. As we'll discuss in the next slide, it is a perfect tool to use to engage millennials, make them feel like they're the center of the content, and provide shareable experiences for them as they experiment with and try on a variety of treatments. So the tools to use. New Look Now, the ultimate millennial marketing tool. New Look Now can be used to create engaging Instagram content, and our website widgets are mobile friendly. It puts the user at the center of the story. Users can try on any treatment that they want and experiment with combinations without leaving their couches. I'm actually really guilty of this, you guys. I'll be watching a TV or a movie on my couch, and then I'll always be searching the web on my phone. Users can easily share their New Look Now simulated treatment results with their friends online. A unique and remarkable and educational way to show your millennial audience the treatments that you offer. Okay, so here's just a couple of examples of the content that you can find available in your New Look Now account. Every month we put out 3 pieces of social media content. You can find that right here. Mostly, there's always one that's, that applies to a surgical procedure. There's usually one about non-surgical fat reduction, hair restoration, and skin tightening. The content is always relevant to the time of year. We always look ahead to see what types of treatments and products are going to be coming out so that we can provide content that's in line with those types of treatments and products. We also have email templates for all different types of occasions. You know, if you have an event, if you're trying to reach out to a certain demographic like millennials, we have all sorts of different types of email content in there. And of course, we always have a variety of website widgets that you can use. The colors are interchangeable. We can actually customize the types of treatments that are available once you go through the widget. Again, these are all available inside your New Look Now account if you are a partnered physician. Okay, so now I'd like to open up the floor for any questions. I am available. If you have questions about any of the content we talked about, content that's available inside of your New Look Now account, how to become a partner, now is the time to ask. Well, if you don't have any questions, please feel free to contact me if you think of anything later. My name is Ashton, and I'm glad you guys all came and shared this experience with me, and hopefully I'll hear from all of you soon.